Today is Memorial Day, so I hope you guys are all having a great fun time barbecuing, spending time with your family. But let's not forget what Memorial Day is all about and take a second to remember all the fallen soldiers, the men and women that have given their life for our country, and those who have served that have passed away. Let's remember all those people on this day of Memorial Day. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, if you could tell by the title, we are talking tight ends today. It took me a minute to get to the tight ends. We did quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and then it took me a hot minute to get to tight ends. So we're going to be talking about tight ends today. Also, before we get into tight ends, we're going to talk about June 1st, which is tomorrow. A lot of big things I think are going to happen tomorrow. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to get to your comment of the day. But first and foremost, let's thank some guys who joined the Patreon and the members. First, Almighty Marv, thank you so much for joining the Patreon, bud. And Danny Rodriguez and A-Rod, thank you so much for being new members. So yes, June 1st is tomorrow. Today is Memorial Day. So like I said in the intro, hope you guys are having a happy and safe Memorial Day, barbecuing, doing whatever you do on that day. But like I said, let's not forget what this day is about. But tomorrow being June 1st, a lot of contracts and the way a lot of contracts are set up is there's always a deduction in June 1st cuts. So you might see a lot of moves, heck, even from the Dolphins standpoint, of some moves that people might get moved tomorrow, released, renegotiated contracts, all that stuff. So tomorrow we can expect maybe Julio Jones. He already said his piece, so he wants out. We can expect the Julio Jones, extravaganza to really take up tomorrow. Maybe hear a little bit more rumbling about Aaron Rodgers, whether he's staying or he's going, because they're, again, with his cap hit and everything. But there's some other names that I found that are very interesting. Arizona Cardinals linebacker Jordan Hicks. His cap hit would be way less if he was released next year, and they did just draft a linebacker. Defensive end from Detroit, Trey Flowers. That is another name I'm hearing out there with the potential. New York Jets linebacker CJ Mosley. That's another name. And a name that I found interesting, linebacker Anthony Hitchens. Save about $4.2 million with a post-June 1st cut. And you know that Kansas City needs to save themselves some money. Those are four names that interest me. And I think a lot of you guys asked me, what's going on with Melvin Ingram? Why have they brought in Melvin Ingram? I think what the Dolphins are doing is they have a mutual interest with Melvin Ingram. They'd like to bring him in. But they might be waiting until, after June 1st to either clear up some cap to bring him in, give him however much. I don't think he's going to get what the market dictates, which is like around $10 million. He ain't getting $10 million. Or the Dolphins also, like I listed, are waiting for potential June 1st cuts. These guys might get cut that could be added, like a Trey Flowers. Dolphins kind of wanted Trey Flowers a few years ago. Could potentially bring him in to add into that rotation. But yes, I just want to talk about that real quick because tomorrow is going to be big. And if there is news breaking that happens tomorrow, you'll get a video from me as soon as news breaks about potential cuts, re-signings, restructurings, all that stuff that involves the Miami Dolphins. So let's jump into what the title is. And let's talk about some tight ends, baby. We're going to I haven't been drinking. I promise you, I haven't been drinking. We're going to be talking about tight ends. And then next video, which is probably going to be next week, we're going into the offensive line. Then the offense is done. So let's run down the tight ends that are on the team right now. We have Mike Gesicki. Last year had 703 receiving yards, 4th in the NFL among tight ends, 6 touchdowns, 9th in the NFL among tight ends. And he is projected to be free agent next year. He wasn't a first-round pick. He can't can't pick up his 5th-year option or any of that stuff. They could potentially franchise tag him, but the market dictates that he is worth around $10.1 million. Dolphins, if they like him, and I like him, I think Mike Gesicki should be re-signed before we even get to that part of the season. And the Dolphins have shown, did it with Devontae Parker, they did it with Jakeem Grant. They did it with Eric Rowe. If you play well and you continue to contribute to the team, they will re-sign you before you get to that point. So I'm hoping the Dolphins do re-sign him. And what I'm going to do with these tight ends as well is talk about their pass blocking percentage, how the percentage of times they have pass blocked and run blocked, right? So for Mike Gesicki, 1.7% of his snaps were pass blocking, and about 25.1% of his snaps in general were blocking. So I'd say about 23% run blocking. Then and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because we have Durham Smythe, right? He, caught 26 of 29 passes. He only dropped 3 passes, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns. His pass blocking snaps, the amount of snaps he did and he pass blocked, was 31.8% compared to Gesicki's 1.7%, which obviously you're not going to have Gesicki stay in a pass block. It's just dumb. His blocking all around 66.7, so you're looking at around 35.1%. Also, 35.1%. I did a little quick math in my head. I don't know if you saw it real quick. Was run blocking. So Durham Smythe is a very block happy. We need you to stay into block, and you're good at it. Tight end. And you have Adam Shaheen, who just got a contract extension. So I do not really see him going anywhere this year because people ask about Hunter Long, which I will get to. 12 for 20 passes, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pass blocking, he had 24.5% of his snaps were blocking and passing. And his run blocking was about 42% even was run blocking. So he's another one of those guys. Again, Mike Gesicki seems to be more of a, I'm going to go out there and do my thing. Then we have Chris Mayrick, undrafted free agent from last year. Jabri Blunt, undrafted free agent from this year. Those are guys that are just here to compete. If you could surprise us and wow us, fantastic. If not, you probably either go to the practice squad or be released, especially Jabri Blunt. He never really played football. He's a basketball player. He just has that ancestry in his blood of football with Blunt. So we'll see about that. You have Sathan Carter. I can't talk today. Who we got from the Bengals last year. 20.8% of his snaps were pass blocking with a PFF grade of 80.9. He has a very good PFF grade of pass blocking. And then all around, 42.5% is run blocking with a 60.9% on that. So that's not too good on that. He only caught 5 for 7 passes for 53 yards. And then we have the rookie. We have our 3rd round pick in Hunter Long. And I talked a lot about him when it came to the prospects, but I'll do a little dive back in. Last year with the Boston College Eagles, he had 685 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. That is only 18 yards off of Mike Gesicki, who was 4th in the NFL, and only 1 touchdown off. He caught 57 for 89 passes. At one point in the game, he was targeted 17 times, a very big part of Boston College's offense. When it came to snap count, in line, essentially right next to the tackle, he had 272 snaps in line, and in the slot, he only had 155 snaps. So he is a good complementary to Mike Gesicki. Now, looking at this tight end and the battle that will be going on, Mike Gesicki's our starter. I don't really see much of a battle there. It's more, where's Hunter Long fit in and with the rest of the guys, right? If they're running with 4 tight ends, I honestly think it's going to be Mike Gesicki, Durham Smythe, Adam Shaheen, Hunter Long. I think Chris Mayrick, Sathan Carter, and Jabri Blunt are the odd men out. And Sathan Carter signed a 3-year contract, so I think he might be playing some fullback in that situation. So those are the 5 that'll be there. Again, Chris Mayrick and Jabri Blunt, I don't think they make the team. And if they do, it'll be on the practice squad. But there's the question, who is Hunter Long replacing, Doug? And I hear that constantly. Who is Hunter Long replacing? To me, and it sucks to say because I like him, I think he's a great player, and I think he's a cool guy. I don't know him personally, but from interviews, Durham Smythe. I think he's his replacement because I think Hunter Long with Gesicki and Shaheen is a great tight end group. You have Mike Gesicki, who is that pass-catching tight end, who is the guy who will help out the quarterback, catch whatever's thrown in his vicinity. Then you have Hunter Long, who also is a very good pass-catching, route running, finding the holes in the pocket, in the zone, tight end, but also can stay in and block. Same thing with Adam Shaheen. Having those three tight ends on this team is going to make this tight end group fantastic, and it's been a while since, Anthony Fasano, but really Randy McMichael, that we've had this type of tight end group going with the team. So, again, I see the future because next year Durham Smythe and Mike Gesicki are free agents. I think it's Mike Gesicki, Hunter Long, and Adam Shaheen. But as of right now, I think they run with the 4, and Sathan Carter probably goes to fullback. But be sure to comment below. Comment below what you think might happen tomorrow for the June 1st cuts. Do you think the Dolphins will make moves? Do you think the Dolphins will cut some players? Do you think the Dolphins will restructure some players? And what do you think of the tight ends? Be sure to comment below, and I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. And this comment comes from Always13, a.k.a. Rich, and he asks me, if not Gesicki, who is our leading running back this year? By the way, hysterical Fins Maniac podcast with Sirius Savak. If you guys haven't yet, we'll link it below. I went on the Fin Maniacs, and me and Savak had, he has a Saturday night podcast, and I went on there. We were laughing for about an hour and a half. We talked about Dolphins football for about 15, 20 minutes. The other hour 15 was us just talking about everything and anything, laughing. And we possibly are thinking about making that into its own podcast where we are just talking about everything and anything. It's absolutely hilarious. I'll link it in the description. Go check it out. But to the question, if not Gaskin, it might be someone outside. It might be someone outside the team. Again, I don't expect the team to be done. I don't think Grier is sitting there saying, there's our roster. Make your 53 out of the 90 we have right now. I'm done adding players. No. If some player pops up, or say they sit back and they see the running back group and they're like, this running back group don't look too swift, they will make a move for Gurley. They'll make a move for Bell. They'll make a move, maybe trading for somebody, hitting up Jacksonville. What do you want for, your running back? Ton of moves. But as of right now, I don't think you can pinpoint who the number one back is. I don't think there really is going to be a number one back. I think it's going to be what the Dolphins did last year. We saw a ton of running backs getting carries, snaps, all that stuff, from Breida to Gaskin, to Ahmed, to, a ton of guys getting snaps. So I think that's another thing, but I think Gaskin is the leader in that position right now. It's his job to lose, but we'll see, because the Dolphins run that, running back by committee offense. But thank you so much for the comment. And like I said, if you haven't yet, go check out that podcast. Hilarious. Just realize it's not for children. There's a lot of cursing in it. You get an uncensored DDW over there, and you get a little bit of my stand-up material. But be sure to check that out. Also, be sure to check out Patch Vibes. Use the promo code DDW. You get yourself 20% off. Some fantastic stuff. Like I said, they're making the Waddle patches that you could put on your Tannehill jerseys, so you don't have to go out and buy a brand new jersey. That is if you want to. If you still want to rock your Tannehill jersey, do it up. I still rock my Heartline jersey. I still rock all my jerseys. And also check out Miami Sports Music. Fantastic website, YouTube channel. Ton of great stuff over there. Me, TD, and a bunch of great podcasters and YouTubers are over there as well. But other than that, guys, I'll see you probably tomorrow if any news breaks, June 1st, for all the cuts and all that other stuff. If not, Wednesday for that reaction video I've been promising you. And then Friday, I have a good little special video, Miami Dolphins Mythbuster video, playing for you guys. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. Fins up.